So, let us take another example. Say we want to extend this function f of x equal to x square plus x minus 6 divided by x square minus 4. Why do you want to extend? It says you extend the function so that the extension is continuous. And where do you extend? The largest possible subset of R. So, it is something like find the domain of the extended one, which will be continuous. So, how do we go about it? First, let us see where the function is well defined. So, it is a rational function. It will be well defined provided its denominator is non-zero and it is x square minus 4. So, denominator is 0 when x equal to plus or minus 2, except at plus or minus 2 this function is well defined. So, its domain is R minus 2 and 2, R minus 2 and 2. Okay. So, this is the domain now. So, in this domain is it continuous function? Yes, it is, because numerator is a polynomial function, denominator is a polynomial function. So, it is a rational function, it is continuous everywhere in its domain. So, then when you want to extend it, that means you want to define the function at minus 2 at 2, whichever is possible or both might be possible. So, that the extended function, the new one, which is f everywhere else and at minus 2 2 we are going to define, that extension should be continuous also. That means, we should have continuity at minus 2, we should have continuity at 2. Then what we require is at minus 2 and 2, we should know what is the limit. So, if limit of f x, say limit of f of x at x 2 is equal to some L, if this limit exists and this is equal to L, then we would like to define our g of x equal to f of x everywhere except at minus 2 and 2 and g of 2 equal to this L. In that case, that g will become continuous at 2. Similar thing might be required for minus 2 also. So, you must first determine whether this limit plus 2 and also minus 2 they exist and what is that limit. This is what we require now for the extension. Okay, so, let us see what we can do. This is rational function not defined at x equal to plus or minus 2 and we want to find its limit. So, let us take first at minus 2. So, limit x goes to minus 2 will be limit of x square plus x minus 6 by x square minus 4 as x goes to minus 2. Now, you can see that we have a factorization. Numerator can be written as x minus 2 into x plus 3, this is x square, minus 2 plus 3 that is x and minus 2 into 3 that is minus 6. So, factorization is correct, divide by x minus 2 into x plus 2. As x goes to minus 2, it is not equal to minus 2, right, in the limit. So, since it is not equal to minus 2, x plus 2 is non-zero, okay, and x minus 2 is a factor which we can cancel because x is, we can assume x is not equal to in a neighborhood of minus 2. So, we just cancel it and we get limit x plus 3 divided by x plus 2 as x goes to minus 2. Now, what about this limit x plus 3 divided by x plus 2 as x goes to minus 2. So, we see that as x goes to minus 2, the numerator remains near minus 2 plus 3 which is equal to 1, but the denominator is really near 0. So, this limit does not exist because it becomes 1 by 0 of course, but it becomes larger, that is what it says. Where it is larger? Say x is to the right of minus 2, okay? It is greater than minus 2. So, x plus 2 which is x minus of minus 2 will be greater than 0, then this will go to infinity, this will be larger to increasing to infinity. If x is smaller than minus 2, x plus 2 will be negative and this will blow up to minus infinity. It will go on reducing to on the negative side, it becomes minus infinity. So, limit of x goes to minus to minus is minus infinity, limit of x goes to minus to plus is infinity. So, the limit does not exist. Just to mention here, since it is minus infinity and this is infinity, we cannot say even also limit is equal to infinity or limit is equal to minus infinity. But even if we are able to say, that does not say that the limit exists, because infinity or minus infinity are not real numbers. It should have been a real number. So, in any way limit does not exist. So, since the limit does not exist, f cannot be continuously extended to include that point minus 2, right, because we needed the limit to exist, and then we can redefine that to be f at minus 2 is that limit, but limit does not exist. So, we cannot continuously extend it to this point at x equal to minus 2. Okay. So, now we should think about the point x equal to 2. So, what happens for x equal to 2? Limit f of x, x goes to 2, again x is not equal to 2. So, we can cancel this x minus 2 also. So, after cancelling, we would get the same thing x plus 3 by x plus 2, and x plus 3 remains near 5, because x goes to 2, this remains near 4. So, this is 5 by 4, this limit is equal to 5 by 4. So, since this limit exists and it is equal to 5 by 4, what we can do is we define the new value at x equal to 2 as 5 by 4. But of course, we cannot include minus 2 in our domain. So, our domain will be R minus minus 2, every real number except minus 2. On that, we define the new function as f x when x is not equal to 2, and this limit 5 by 4 when x equal to 2. So, this new function g is the extended one obtained from f by including this 2 in our domain of definition of g. So, that this becomes continuous now. It is continuous everywhere else, it is continuous at 2 also. So, this is the largest subset asked, which is the domain of g, which is R minus 2. On this only we can define it. So, sometimes we need to consider this domain, and it is a reverse way of solving it. Okay. So, let us go to some problems. So, the first problem asks, at which points f of x equal to x plus 3 divided by x square minus 4x plus 3 is discontinuous, is not continuous. So, obviously, first thing is, if the denominator becomes 0, it will not be defined at those points, and that will be discontinuous points, right. But let us see what happens. It is not defined when x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. But can we simplify that? It is a quadratic. So, we can factor it. The factorization says it is x minus 3 into x minus 1. Just verify. It is minus 3 minus 1, it is minus 4, and minus 3 into minus 1 is 3. So, that is correct. Then at x equal to 3 and x equal to 1, denominator becomes 0. Therefore, f of x is not defined at 3, it is not defined at 1. The domain of f is only real numbers, except all real numbers except 3 and 1. Obviously, at these points it is not continuous, but these are polynomials. So, it is a rational function, it is continuous everywhere else wherever it is defined. That is how we get f x is not continuous at x equal to 1, x equal to 3. Everywhere else it is continuous. Okay. Let us see the second problem. It gives a function f of x which is square root of cosec square x. Sometimes you write also CSC instead of cosec. So, cosec square x plus 5 root 3 tan x, square root of all this. The question is it continuous at x equal to pi by 6? So, how do we go about it? Cosec x is not defined at x equal to 0 or wherever sin x is 0, all multiples of pi. Tan x is not defined at odd multiples of pi by 2. pi by 6 is neither. Okay. So, it is well defined. At pi by 6 the function is well defined, and tan x is continuous, cosec x is also continuous, 5 root 3 times tan x is continuous, cosec square x is also continuous because cosec x into cosec x. So, sum is continuous and it is square root. So, it is composition of taking square root of that also should be continuous, right. Just to use the algebra of limits, this is how we use. It is composition of square root function with addition of two functions. Those two functions are, and one is multiplication of cosec x with cosec x, another is constant times tan x. Therefore, it is continuous at x equal to pi by 6. Okay. So, now let us see the third problem. For what values of x or value of x, the function f x equal to this is continuous at all x in R. Now, there is some problem in the formulation, because we are asking for at all x in R. So, we would say that what values of a, right, because a is involved here, a is not specified. So, the function is defined f x equal to x square minus 1 if x is less than 3 and is 2 a x if x is greater than or equal to 3. Fine. So, our aim is to show that f of x will be continuous, but we do not know this unknown a. This unknown a can be defined so that it will become continuous at all x. What is this a? That is the question. So, let us look at them. You may think of f of x is defined f1 of x equal to x square minus 1 given on x minus 3 interval, right. So, you may think of f1 of x equal to x square minus 1 defined on the interval minus 3 to minus infinity to 3, and you may think of f2 of x, that is equal to 2 a x defined on the interval 3, it is closed at 3 to infinity. These two intervals do not have any point in common, right, their intersection is empty, and f1 x is continuous. If a is any real number, f2 x is also continuous because identity function multiplied by a constant. So, if you join them together this way, as we have done in our theorem 2, this will also be continuous. Okay. But only thing is, there is a point which is the end point 3, it is end point of both the intervals. Okay. So, at that point only we do not know whether it will be continuous or not continuous. It may require some more study, that is what he says, that it is continuous everywhere, because when you say it is continuous here, you are taking only one sided limit at 3 to make it continuous, right. The left sided limit is not relevant here. So, continuity at 3 of f2 x, it means limit x goes to 3 plus should be equal to its functional value, that is only assumed here, right. That may not match with the other one also, x goes to 3 minus, that will come from f1 x in the new function f, that may not match with this. So, there is a possibility. And also continuity of f2 x when x goes to 3 plus and f of f2 x of 3 at 3 equal to 6a. So, this 6a is the functional value that should be equal to limit. Now, the limit is not only from the right side, which already matches here for f2, but also from the left side, right. They should be same. So, all that we have to see here is that the left side limit at 3 should be equal to the functional value 6a. Once we do that, the function will be continuous at x equal to 3, and at every other point it is already continuous. So, that is what exactly we have to do while we solve this problem. Okay. So, let us find that. We see that x square minus 1 is continuous everywhere, 2 a x is continuous everywhere for any value of a. Okay. We need to check continuity at x equal to 3. This is what we are discussing. Now, when you take x goes to 3 minus, that is the crucial thing, this one will give rise to f of a. So, when x goes to 3 minus, the f1x, the first condition will be used. So, functional value is x square minus 1, x is remaining less than 3. So, its limit as x goes to 3 minus is 3 square 9 minus 1, which is 8. This is the limit of the function f on the left side of 3, and that should be equal to 6a. So, 6a equal to 8, right, that is the functional value, which is 6a, that gives a equal to 8 by 6 or 4 by 3, and on the right side automatically the same limit will be holding, right, limit x goes to 3 plus will be equal to functional value, because it is already a continuous function, or you can also verify. So, that is how we are going to fix the value of a. So, that is the new function will be, so 2 times 4 by 3, which is 8 by 3, it will be something like 8 by 3 x. Then this function will become continuous. Okay. So, that is how we are going to solve the problems basing on the algebra of limits. So, let us stop here.